Ain't nobody smooth like me. I don't flash C notes, that's too high key. Keep it all down low, that's who I be. Levitating on the stage when I move my feet. Alright, look, good guy, didn't know that he can move.
What's up, guys? Before we jump into today's episode, we are super happy to announce our partnership with the dip alternative, the original CBD pouch, Cannadips. Cannadips is the nation's leading tobacco and nicotine-free dip. It helps you quit the bad stuff, but provides you with a discreet and fast-acting CBD dosage on the go. Cannadips are the ultimate discreet dose. You got no smoke, you got no smell, allowing you to throw one in on the field, on the golf course, in the weight room, or whether you're just looking to kick back and relax. No more playing sneak and chew with your family. Step up your dip game and chew on the all-natural product made from the hills of Humboldt County, California, brought all the way to you guys here in Minnesota. So head to CannadipsCBD.com, use our code PCG for 20% off your entire order, and evolve your dip game with the original CBD dip pouch, Cannadips. You're not sure what to try? Cannadips has got you covered with their original Cali Roll, and it gives you all 5 core flavors to help you find the right one. So again, head to CannadipsCBD.com, use that code PCG for 20% off your entire order, and with that, let's head to today's episode.
Attention! Teeing off on hole number 1, we have Mr. Cannadip. And his good old friend CBD.
So today's a big day, kind of on multiple levels.
Yes.
We've had Wedgwood so graciously sponsor a handful of episodes for us. They still are going to continue to sponsor episodes. They're our home golf course. But we have another sponsor to add to our list of partners that we've had.
Yep.
And as you guys know, you saw the ad, we partnered up with Cannadips. It's a CBD, it's a dip alternative, no tobacco, no nicotine. They saw the trajectory that Public Course Golf was on. They've been watching the episodes. We see the trajectory that those guys are on. They do some work with some long drive golfers, athletes. It just seemed like a really good fit that we're growing, they're growing, and now hopefully we can help bring them to the Minnesota market. They can help bring our podcast to California, Humboldt, California, that is, with now partnering up with these guys.
Which is why he's called Cannadip. That's his new name.
And this is Mr. CBD. As you guys heard in the ad, the dips are no nicotine, no tobacco. They're CBD dips. They kind of can hit on multiple levels. They can kind of give you the relaxed feeling that CBD can, but it also has a lot of health benefits.
Yes.
It's kind of a match made in heaven. It's a perfect fit. Along with getting this first new sponsor is us making some changes here on Public Course Golf.
Exactly. We kind of thought, we're starting to get more interest from bigger places with Cannadips now, and with Wedgwood, and then we've gotten some other golf courses that we are going to kind of partner with.
A couple liquor brands
and stuff like that. They're going to come soon, and you'll see that stuff. And so we thought, okay, what's the best way for them to find our podcast? And right now, the podcast is underneath Mikey Polis, which is his channel, but we want to make the podcast its own channel.
So now, moving forward, this episode that you guys are watching now is officially on the Public Course Golf YouTube channel. Video podcast channel. What it is all things Public Course Golf. It was a unique mix. On the Mikey Polis channel, I do a lot of stuff with the water and diving and magnet fishing and regular fishing and all sorts of stuff. But so we figured because of
outdoors, which is what golf is, but now with the following, we need to change it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so it worked really well to have everything together. But because of the attention that we're starting to garner from people, it just made the most sense now to launch this. We got kind of our new set we've only done a couple episodes on. We got Cannadips on Cannadips over here. We got some new stuff when we played tic-tac-toe, which we're excited to show you guys. So it just felt right to kind of have a fresh new, setup, new vibe, new channel, new everything as we move forward with the Public Course Golf family. So
and that way the people that have it or that are with us, that are followers and that subscribe, can easily recommend it to their friends, family, anybody else, because they'll know just to look for Public Course Golf and not to look kind of multiple ways to find it.
Yep, you're not going to snake around through one channel to find certain episodes of this. It's all just Public Course Golf. So we will have the link in the description box down below for the Mikey Polis channel to see some of our past episodes, but they will be coming onto this channel. This is the first one on the channel, but we will be uploading all of the past episodes as well. So everything ultimately will end up here, but it's just going to take a little bit of time to kind of transfer that over. But in the meantime, I feel like we need kind of some fresh, kind of just a fresh new start.
A fresh start. I mean, you know, if we're going to have a fresh channel, we got to have a fresh, you know, we got to change our drip.
We got to, right? We got to be dripped out. So we got fresh channel. We got fresh sponsors. Probably should have some fresh, we got a fresh set, fresh drip. So let's switch it up, huh? Woo! Well, look at that.
My goodness, we look the same.
We match.
Yeah, I didn't even call you.
Cannadips came in clutch today. They sent us the nicest care package as the new sponsor of Public Course Golf.
Making our muscles look big.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, let's go.
yeah, baby.
Yep.
So, like we said before, Cannadips, the dip alternative, they sent us cans on cans. You can use our code PCG to get 20% off the entire Cannadips lineup.
Really?
You can get the regular Cannadips.
I didn't know this. This is awesome.
You can get the caffeine Cannadips. You can get, where are they at? You can get the melatonin Cannadips. Or if you want to get crazy, they have a brand new line, Rippers. These guys will get you. We'll talk more about these in another podcast and later on. But the OG Cannadips, Paul and I have been, I would say, users of these for a while.
The CBD brand.
Before we ever partnered up with these guys, you can buy them at, you know, like we buy them at Quick Trip here in Minnesota. It's just a CBD infused pouch. It's kind of an alternative to that traditional, you know, tobacco, nicotine, and I mean the health benefits, you know, of the CBD. I know CBD is huge right now with whether it's oil, it's drops, but these are kind of a, I don't know, almost a fun alternative to it.
Yes. Yeah, and it's just kind of a different way to consume and have CBD be a part of what you're doing in your life. If you have you want to use the benefits of CBD. And it also doubles kind of as, you know, for our purposes on public course golf, people on the golf course tend to do different things like this, you know, and I'd rather do this than chew tobacco, so like that. So you kind of can still be a part of what the culture might be, depending upon where you're at, and still be a part of what's going on. And I think that's where Cannadips comes into, and that's why they started following us, because it kind of goes hand in hand with what their product is.
Yeah. It's kind of really a really good blend, you know, with us, like we were saying before, the trajectory we're on, the trajectory they're on, it just is kind of a good match made in heaven. Hopefully we can help grow each other's brands at that. So now that we're all dripped out,
yeah, no kidding,
we got our new sponsor, we got our stuff, we got some C prizes again for tic-tac-toe here in a little bit. We like to do our top 5 slang terms of the week. We kind of narrowed it down to top 5. Some of them are ones we made up. We have a few today that we actually made up.
Well, we just got done playing golf, and so sometimes we were, you know, thinking about the slang terms. It's kind of fun. One kind of breeds another.
Right? It really,
yeah.
Big time.
Yeah.
So we're going to go through our slang terms. Then we're going to hear from Cannadips. And then we're going to talk about Mr. Michael Block, Mr. Public Course Golf himself.
And bring it back to Minnesota and talk about the draft pick that is now coming to fruition again, almost a year after an injury.
To the date,
Royce Lewis, and how he's helping the Twins right now in a mediocre divisions keep pace.
Keeping pace.
Yeah,
so we're gonna jump right in to this week's episode of Slang Terms. Number 1 is one that we found online, and I feel like this is something that everybody should do. I'm really excited to do it. We talked about it today.
Yep.
That we're gonna find a really good
bourbon
product for this, a good bourbon for this.
A 19th hole on the course.
Right, so during your round at certain times. So PJ, tell the people about number 1 this week, which is Birdie Bottle.
Birdie Bottle. So you get those. You've probably heard of Birdie Juice. You might have even seen. There's some products out there where they have, kind of a stack of cups that go together, and you can pull it out. They all go into one spot. You can pull them out and then pour a drink in each one. Well, this is basically kind of like that, but now you have a bottle of something special.
Yep.
You keep it in your golf bag.
Yep.
And when you get a birdie, you get one of the. You can either take it out of the bottle, or if you don't want to, not in the business of sharing spit.
Yeah.
You can, in the pandemic, right? You get those little tiny little red shot glass, disposable shot glasses.
Yep.
Pour a little bit after a birdie, and
Get a
you
little
take a
rip.
little drink. And it's kind of a way to celebrate all those hopefully not few and far between birdies.
Right.
Yeah.
And you can only the person that gets the birdie gets to have the shot.
Yep.
And you can only have the shot when you get a birdie. So it's one of those it's very easy, especially probably once you get a couple of those. If you rifle a couple off, then the other person's like, he's giving me a little pull.
Yeah.
But it's all you have to keep it for that.
It's a reward for the hard work of getting that birdie, or the luck of getting that birdie.
We would have had a few of those today. We would have each
Yeah.
had a couple of shots today.
Yeah, we probably should make up for that. Huh?
Right. So we'll probably
It's kind of retroactive birdie.
little birdie bottle, but
In the past tense.
there it is. So we'll make up for that today at the 19th hole.
So yeah, get yourself a birdie bottle, however you do that, and keep it in your bag, have fun, and it's kind of a great way to celebrate success in the golf course.
Right.
Yeah, highlight it.
Obviously, stay responsible.
Yes,
we want
of course.
everybody to stay responsible. But what probably would happen? You rifle off a couple of those birdies. You get a couple of your birdie bottle pulls. You get a little.
I see what you're doing.
You get a little juice in you.
Kind of. Yeah, things start happening.
It's gonna bring you up. You're gonna get on the green. You're gonna hit what we like to call number 2 this week is dance floor. PJ, tell the people about the dance floor.
Well, if you're on the dance floor, you're probably getting the birdie. So they kind of go hand in hand. But dance floor is the green. So you get on that dance floor and now you're dancing. Doesn't matter if you're on the edge, just like at the middle school dances, you're on the edge.
you can just you vibe out on the
yourself.
edge.
You're kind of afraid to go over and ask that girl if you want to slow dance. You kind of just by yourself over there.
Just kind of vibing out.
Yep. And then there's that one guy who goes across, and now he's closer to the cup, and then then you get closer to the cup, and you meet at the cup,
And
then you just start dancing.
Vibe.
And you're on the dance floor, and then that's how your love story started. Basically.
There it is.
Yep. Love at first birdie.
first vibe.
So yeah, hitting on the dance floor. I've heard that before a lot of times. haven't
Yep.
you?
Yeah, I feel like that's a pretty common one. But there's maybe some of you guys have not heard that before. So number 3 is one. We got some inspiration, if you will, from Mr. Michael Block.
Correct.
And he obviously, we talked about it. He had quite the weekend at the PGA. Not quite so much the same weekend at the Charles Schwab the next weekend.
No.
Bit kind of ran over by a freight train. He had himself a round. While he had his round, he landed a ball on a walking bridge and then had to hit said ball off said walking bridge. So we came up with number 3, which is a drawbridge. PJ, tell the people about a drawbridge.
Unfortunately, hitting off a bridge is all too familiar for people who play public course golf, because those walking bridges, I know that I've been on one before, and I haven't thought of hitting it off. I mean, I think that'd be kind of fun. It makes it kind of fun to think, okay, what if I have nothing to lose?
Right.
So we thought about call it a drawbridge, because you might have to draw that ball just the right way onto the green from the bridge. So, but not every course has a bridge.
Nope.
So we're thinking, okay, if you have to hit it off of anything that's kind of unique, that's out of character for it's not typical for a hole.
Right.
You're off you're off a log. You're off the edge of the cart path. You're
in a tree.
In a tree, you have to hit it out of the branch. Of course, some of these you're supposed to just move the ball. But if you're playing public course golf, it's like, hey, I'm going to take this as a challenge.
Sometimes you just let her buck. Let her
see what happens.
Let her go. Let that dog eat.
Let that dog eat, right? Yeah. So we got that the drawbridge. You can just say to yourself, yep. Hey, guess what, Mikey? You hit it into the woods. It's on top of that poison ivy plant.
Best of luck, pal.
Best of luck. Make sure to watch your legs from getting poison ivy.
Ooh.
Yep. I think hopefully you're wearing pants that day, and then you hit it out of there, and that's your drawbridge shot.
There's your draw. You know what else could be? A little similar to a drawbridge. You could have hit it. You got a big pine tree. There's dead pine needles underneath. It's thick. You hit your shot. It happened today.
There's weeds there and
There's
stuff.
weeds there. There's overgrown. There's dead needles on the ground. Typically, people are going to say you're going to hit it out of the tree thatch under his tree. So we are going to call number 4 today is the cabbage thatch. PJ, tell the people about a cabbage thatch.
Well, it's where you get in that thatch, and it's like you said, underneath the tree. Today I was underneath one, and you cannot judge the ground there because it looks like it's thick, but sometimes once you get underneath it, it's really thin. So it's kind of like you're having to lift the ball out, and you just cannot tell how hard to hit it.
Yeah.
It's almost like hitting out of sand underneath.
Yeah.
So that thatch, nasty stuff where you cannot judge what it's like to hit out of.
Yeah.
And there's nothing else on the course like it unless you hit it in that thatch. So that's
Yeah.
the cabbage thatch.
The old
if
cabbage
you hit
thatch.
it out of the cabbage thatch, then I guess you deserve something there. Probably that birdie bottle.
Little birdie bottle.
Going to be on your way.
Or maybe you hit a good shot of there and you get a little bit of a sliver of hope.
I hope so.
Number 5 this week is Sliver of Hope. Peej, tell the people about Sliver of Hope.
A sliver of hope happens quite often when you play a course that's got lots of trees. So it's amazing how you're trying to get the ball in this little tiny cup, but you amazingly say, I'm not going to hit it towards the trees, but where does it go? Towards the trees.
Right.
And you typically are on the tree line more than you'd like to be.
Mm-hmm.
And then when those trees, they're so close together, but there's kind of see through the trees, and it's like, okay, if I kind of hit it here, I'm not going to hit that tree. I'm not going to hit that tree. And if I keep it, straight, that tree's out of the way, this tree's out of the way, and you see that little sliver of hope that leads you to the promised land, and you're tempted by it because you could just, hit it towards the fairway and say, okay, I'm going to take a stroke basically.
Yeah.
Or do you say, I'm going to hit it through that because there's a sliver of hope? You're saying there's a chance.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
That actually happened to me today. And I hit it over the green. I hit it a little too hard, kind of judging it. But yeah, it kind of snuck it through. You almost had the sliver of hope on whatever hole that was. You made it through the first 3, and then it caught the trunk.
The last little tree that was kind of like just budging its way into the...
I think it moved.
And it moved. Yeah, I think the tree moved. Yeah,
I think it did too.
It was one of those trees from like the Wizard of Oz or whatever. Just moved.
It just snuck over.
Yeah,
danced over.
I wasn't happy about that, but it was still pretty cool to get it almost that close. And it's a way to kind of cut the course, especially after a bad drive.
Yeah.
Typically after a drive when this happens.
Right.
Could be after a second shot, but you hit it and that drive doesn't go where you want it, and then you have that little sliver of hope, and you're saying to yourself, I'm going to try to go for this. And when you're playing on a public course with your buddy, a lot of times it's like, oh, go for it. Like I said today, just go for it. If you don't get it,
take another shot.
Yeah.
Drop one down.
It's fun to see what happens.
Right.
And no one's behind you. Might as well try.
Yeah, when you got the conditions are perfect for being able to attempt a couple shots like that you maybe typically don't have. Or if you do, then make one of those shots. Like, I don't know, it gives you something to talk about that. Again, you don't typically maybe have that opportunity. You're not gonna be hitting it there 10 times out of 10. You very rarely get that perfect shot.
Yeah. When is it when you can? But you can even if it's not all the way to the green. There's been times that you can agree where you can bypass some trees by finding that sliver of hope. Where it's like, okay, if I bypass these 2 trees, I can get it between these 2 trees, and that's a little bit farther out in the fairway than just going like 90 degrees out to the fairway.
And giving up
yardage.
Yeah, exactly.
When there's not an egret nearby.
Oh, see, that'd be good. You had one of those today.
Yeah, I did have an egret.
That first hole hit off like we said, an egret's, not figuratively, maybe hitting it off an egret like Peej did, but it's something that will improve your lie if you hit it off something and it improves your lie, and that happened today as well.
It did.
So we kind of covered our bases today.
Yeah, well, if you keep playing, these things happen, and if you keep playing, sometimes they happen in your favor when you don't expect it.
Right.
And that's kind of what makes it fun.
Exactly.
So
that's this week's episode of Slang Terms. Again, if you guys have any slang terms that you've came across, you've heard, your buddies told you, drop those in the comments section down below, and we will use them in our next episode. But before we talk about Mr. Michael Block, before we talk about Mr. Royce Lewis and the Minnesota Twins, we would like to hear from our brand new channel sponsor, which is Cannadips. Cannadips is the nation's leading tobacco and nicotine-free dip. It helps you quit the bad stuff, but provides you with a discreet and fast-acting CBD dosage on the go. Cannadips are the ultimate discreet dose. You got no smoke, You got no smell, allowing you to throw one in on the field, on the golf course, in the weight room, or whether you're just looking to kick back and relax. No more playing sneak and chew with your family. Step up your dip game and chew on the all-natural product made from the hills of Humboldt County, California, brought all the way to you guys here in Minnesota. So head to CannadipsCBD.com, use our code PCG for 20% off your entire order, and evolve your dip game with the original CBD dip pouch, Cannadips. You're not sure what to try? Cannadips has got you covered with their original Cali roll, and it gives you all 5 core flavors to help you find the right one. So again, head to CannadipsCBD.com, use that code PCG for 20% off your entire order, and now back to the podcast. So Cannadips are pretty slick to use. They come in just a kind of your regular old, dip tin. It's not a loose dip, but it's more like the pouches. So what you do is you take one of these pouches, which is an all-natural hemp pouch. You got the CBD dip infused on the inside, and all you do is you just take that bad boy, put it in your lip. You can go upper shelf, lower shelf, it doesn't matter. Just tuck it in with your tongue, and you hang out. You're not spitting. You don't got that loose chew floating all over your teeth. You're not spitting into a spitter container or on the ground.
It's not nasty looking.
There's nothing. You don't even know it's there. Super discreet. But then you get that little bit of dose of the CBD. So now that we heard from the new sponsor, I can't get over how stoked I am to work with these guys.
Yeah, me neither. It's awesome.
And for them to appreciate and understand what we're doing over here and agree to work with us is just it's going to be.
Well, and I was due for a new shirt. So,
right? I was due for
anything. And that's in of itself, that's pretty good. But that's not what it's about. We're glad to support this and show it off because we believe in the product, and we're glad that we have this partnership, and we're looking forward to how it takes off from here. So,
right? Exactly. Yeah. And maybe one day we'll get a little
PCG up there.
PCG pouch mixed into one of these. We'll partner up and we'll do a collab shirt.
That'd be awesome.
We'll see what the boys over at Cannadips have to say.
Nice.
But now that we're back, we are talking about Mr. Michael Block. He went from the highest of highs to the lowest of lows.
Yes.
But
in 1 week.
In literally one calendar week. But the thing is, that's what public course golf's all about.
I was actually kind of, I shouldn't say I'm happy because I want him to do well.
Yeah.
But it was almost, relatable, made you feel like this is what happens to regular people.
He's human.
Yeah, it's human. Where he comes from, his whole story, it's like, he's probably just like, I bet he's not even discouraged by it. I bet he's just like, okay, this is what happens.
Yep.
I'll be back next time.
Right.
I'll be back
at it.
Yeah.
So as you guys know, he had finished, moved into he played into the final day at the PGA, and where did he end? 6th or 5th?
Well, he was 15th overall at the end.
Oh, is that what he ended at?
Yeah, 15th. That's how he got invited again for the next
That's
year.
right. Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
And so he ended 15th overall at the
but
PGA.
that was with the hole-in-one that got him there.
Yeah.
Which got him, all the publicity to come back again. And in his story from being public course golf, a tour pro guy, working a regular day job, giving golf lessons to support himself and his family. And then he goes to the Charles Schwab, lays an egg.
I think he was 12 over after the first 2 rounds. He never.
He was the very last ranked, or on the scorecard. He was the last one.
Didn't make the cut, but he did say he was looking forward to going home, being with his boys, his wife, his family, and watching some good golf on the weekend. But that's what it's all about. We could literally go play like we did today.
Yep.
Right. I feel like today we played really, really well.
I shot an 83 for me. It's pretty good.
So I shot a 77.
Yeah.
So it was a 5 over. We played a course that you've never even played
before. No.
I haven't played it for a few years.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more. It's kind of more like a town course. A lot of trees. But it's not the back's a little bit easier than the front. But overall, there's some difficulty to it, and we played really well. So you could have a round like this, and then you could go out the next time, and you could lose 30 golf balls, shoot a 95.
Yeah, think about it.
But then you come back.
Did we lose any golf balls today? Very few. 2?
Maybe.
I don't know. That's not normal for us either.
No,
we usually lose some more. So, yeah, that could be the thing. We were talking about our slang terms when you have to hit it off the bridge, the drawbridge.
Yep.
We're referring to Michael Block. So, even his lore continues because even though he played with a bad score, he still hit a shot that is so memorable.
Yep.
that still kind of steals the thunder away from whoever wins it. The fact that he landed on a bridge and had to hit it off that bridge and still made a pretty good shot off of it.
Right.
And it was like everyone made a big deal out of it. It's almost like he's done it before though, because he plays public course golf. I mean,
right, you were all hitting off something. Cart path, bridge, trees, water. Like, you're in the edge of the pond.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all hitting out of something crazy, especially in public course golf. So it's, I don't know, he recovered well.
Yeah.
I think in that his response to the weekend was good. I mean, how can you complain?
He's pretty humble about things, and I think that makes him relatable. And I don't think he doesn't go in there with like, oh my, he's just so down on himself and all that stuff. It's almost like it's part of golf. He knows that's how we play.
Right.
Sometimes we play really well. Like today, we both played really well. Not on his level, but
right.
played pretty well. Tomorrow we could play again, same course,
and just be garbage.
So Michael Block still is living the PCG crown.
He's still got it. We're gonna still set it on him. Hopefully he plays in the 3M. Hopefully he jumps on the podcast. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe he'll like some things we do.
He did like an Instagram post. I sent him a message on Instagram. And he did like it. So that's step 1.
Well,
now step 2, Mr. Blocky Golf. It's his Instagram handle.
Yeah.
So Blocky Golf, come jump on our podcast. We'll come to you wherever you are.
Yes.
Literally, we'll fly to you wherever you are.
Yeah, as long as you
Even
pay
if
for
you're
the
not in
flight.
Minnesota.
You can pay for the flight.
And our hotel. We'll stay at your house.
As long as you pay for the flight, the hotel, and our drinks, we'll come.
We can go to Raising Cane's. And be sponsored by Raising Cane's.
Yeah, Raising Cane's.
Yeah. I love Raising Cane's.
Good job, yeah.
On the exact opposite of a weekend that Mr. Block had,
This
past
weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you flip on the other side of the spectrum, you got Mr. Royce Lewis. So we like to talk about not just golf, but sports, specifically Minnesota sports. And Mr. Royce Lewis, number 2 prospect in our system, a year to the date, blows his ACL last year.
Yeah.
In center field on a catch. Now this year, a year to the date, comes back, hits 1 bomb, should have hit 2. His first at-bat should have been a bomb down left field. Then he hit an oppo. Then again, yesterday, hits a game-tying 2-run bomb in the 8th against Cleveland.
Yep.
I mean, that dude is absolutely raking right now.
And we need him because we're waiting on Correa and Buxton, which I like both those guys, but we have guys that are hitting the ball better than they are that are kind of held back at times. I mean, Matt Wallner went down to AAA, played for the Saints. He's hitting bombs still.
Yeah.
He got sent down. I feel like he needs to be back up, and I think it's tough. The Twins are handcuffed. They can't send down Correa. They can't send down Buxton. Buxton got hit in the ribs the other day, so he might be out for a little bit. But getting somebody like Royce Lewis to give a little injection into the lineup has been important. In a crappy division, we've gotten great pitching.
I mean, you got the best pitcher in the majors right now in Sonny Gray.
Who hasn't won a lot of games because there's no run support.
Right.
He goes out of the game with after 5 innings giving up 0 runs or 1 run, but then somebody blows it or there's we score later in the innings.
Well, I think his ERA this year is a 1.56. He leads the majors in an ERA.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. Yep.
So outside of, I forget who the other pitcher is.
Joe Ryan.
Yeah, but not for us. Somebody else who's had a pretty hot
McClanahan
last
or
month.
something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty much between Sonny Gray and him for the starting role right now, and for the AL and the All-Star game. And then you got Joe Ryan,
pitching really well. He's got a lot of wins.
Mm-hmm. And so I mean, our pitching has been kind of what you hoped it was going to be last year. Sonny Gray's had way better of a year. Joe Ryan's had, I would say, kind of a similar year of last year, playing great.
But our offense has just not come through as much as we need it to, and I think we could have built a bigger lead on our division foes. So that's why Royce Lewis coming in, his story of, it's amazing how torn ACLs and these injuries don't matter anymore.
No.
They're tough to deal with, but people come back from them. The way that medicine is and how the physical therapy and stuff like that, these guys come back and they're ready to go.
Yeah.
And that didn't used to be the case. And so it's cool to see him come back, play the way that he's playing. He's got $1 million smile. He looks like he's fit to stay up here.
Right.
And he's playing third base. You have Correa. He came up as a shortstop. He can play outfield. You have Correa playing shortstop, so you got to keep him in there. Correa is underperforming, but he's still a good defensive player. You hope that kind of catches up with him. But if we put it all together, we are a better team than our record. But we need guys to inject fuel into the lineup at the right times when we are starting to struggle, so that we don't end up playing down to our competition. Minnesota sports always do that.
It doesn't matter the team. It could be the Wolves. The Wolves are a prime example of that. You beat Golden State. You beat Denver. This is the regular season.
Yeah.
You beat Golden State. You beat Denver. You beat Miami. You beat Philly. You beat these teams, and then you lose to Detroit twice. You lose to Houston twice. We always play down, and it's the same thing with the Twins.
Yeah.
Like, we win a series, 3-1, a 4-game series in New York this year. The first time we've won a series since 2001. Like, we spanked New York when we played them.
Yep.
And then you lose some of these stupid games you shouldn't lose.
No. And that's where, you got to put it all together when it matters, but you can't let it get away from you. And with baseball, they always say it's a marathon, not a sprint. And I understand that, but I also am thinking these games that you're losing now still are games. A game is a game, whether you lose it now or you lose it later. And so you don't want to give anybody extra hope. With Detroit and Cleveland playing okay, right around 500. If you stick around 500, all it takes is an injury or two, and then they surpass you, and then you're always trying to battle back in a weak division. And so you got to take it to them. Royce is doing that for us. I think he's got a good bat. He's a good defensive player. I think he's here to stay as long as he continues to be healthy.
Well, you know how you do probably though? You work on your game so you can have that grade A game. So you work on your putting skills.
Yeah, it's all one on the dance floor.
And you know how you work on that? How do you get on the dance floor? You practice. How do you practice? What do you play, PJ?
You play a little tic-tac-toe. That's what you play.
Oh, hello there. Welcome back, guys. If you're a first-time viewer of the channel, welcome. If you're not, we like to play a little game we call tic-tac-toe at the end of every episode that we shoot in studio. So we got this putting green, we got a little tic-tac-toe board, and as you've seen before, if you do watch, we use painter's tape, and you just lay the painter's tape in a different direction. But we step things up here at Public Course Golf. We now have stickers. You got the PCG sticker, and you got our Script logo sticker. So we use both of these, and if you land one in the circle, you put your sticker down. And what you're shooting for is 3 in a row. So with that, PJ's been running the board on tic-tac-toe. I think I only have one win on the entire series of the episodes. But with that, let's try to get another victory and head to the tic-tac-toe board.
Ain't nobody smooth like me. I don't flash, see no test.
Nice. That middle square.
So I'm going circles today. I'm the little PCG. We're gonna throw that in the middle. Oh my sweet Lord.
You see some by.
Yep. Ooh.
All right. All I need is this middle one here. That's a great putt. No! Oh!
Give it!
Oh, just long enough. That's what she said. All right.
That's also a good putt.
Yeah!
God!
I blocked him. I blocked him.
Michael blocked it.
Michael blocked him. Are you kidding? Oh, no, good.
It doesn't matter. I mean, all it does is really block you a little bit.
That's pretty good.
Stay in the middle.
Okay, you blocked that way. Well, no. Oh, now you need.
We both need that.
Yep.
That's a good putt. Oh! So now it's the first one to that spot.
It comes down to this spot.
So there's no blocking anybody. You win.
Yep.
That would feel really good.
You won!
Hey! It's the stickers, man. There it is. My second victory all year.
You just need the stickers.
Just needed the stickers. I needed the legitimacy. All right, well, I got victory number 2 on the year. Peej, that was a heck of a round.
How many do I have now?
It was like 6.
Yeah.
I think it's like 6-2. Because let's see, if this is episode 12, I think we've done 4.
We had 1 draw.
Well, we'd have 5 then.
Yep.
Because we had 1 draw would be 6, and we've had 4 episodes off on site, and then I've won 2. So this is 12. So it's 5-2. We're making our way back.
Yep. Don't count you out.
Nope. Coming back, baby.
Yep.
But thank you guys for watching today's episode. We made all these changes. Hopefully you guys dig them. Be sure to hit the subscribe button on the new Public Course Golf channel. Again, we're going to kind of be doing some hybrid stuff here for a little bit as we get things going. But be sure to hit that subscribe button and that thumbs up button. Again, we've had a lot of people that have asked us, what's the best way we can support? What's the best way we can help right now? And obviously we don't have merch and stuff out yet. So the best way you can help us is to subscribe to the channel, share the videos with your family, friends, hit the thumbs up button, and just trying to spread the word of the Public Course Golf word is what helps us the most right now. And that just kind of helps spread the...
And it should be easier now with our own YouTube channel just for Public Course Golf.
Yep.
That should be easier for you to share and send and everything else.
Yep.
So.
And there's no confusion with the Mikey Polis stuff and all that. It's just Public Course Golf, and it's all everything podcast related. All right, guys. Well, we finished our round. We're back in the clubhouse, headed to the 19th hole. This week, again, it's not sponsored by. But here's the fun part. We have a couple coming up. One I didn't even tell you about yet. We have a couple of liquor companies that are now going to be sponsoring. Today we're just featuring, it's not sponsored by, but today we're featuring a little tequila from, it's Kirkland Tequila. And Costco comes out with some shockingly good stuff. So this is a good tequila. I got this from my neighbor at my old house. So we're going to have a little,
Ooh, that smells kind of vanilla.
That'll put hair on your nipples.
Oh, well. This little guy here is frowning.
A little tequila.
He's not going to frown in a little bit, though.
He's going to be killing. Well, he will probably, because he's going to come flying out of your butt. And those farts. Well, you're going to have tequila farts.
Well, I'll just tell my wife, be prepared.
Right?
Yep.
So cheers, buddy,
Cheers,
to another
19th
great
hole.
episode, the 19th hole. Super pumped to partner with Cannadips moving forward. And on this episode, if you dig today's episode, hit the thumbs up button. Hit the red subscribe button to not miss the next one. We're going to have a good night. Hope you guys do too. And we'll catch you next week. Cheers, pal. Woo! Bye.